I am talking to you from Zion. I'm sorry, I'm not talking to you from Zion. I am talking to you from Florida today. So, good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is well. Welcome to the Faith Cafe, and just a place where we talk about faith and just to encourage you to keep you moving in your walk. My name is Renita. I am the mastermind behind Faith Cafe, and I will be talking to you. Please sign on. Please, please give your comments. Let's dialogue. All right. Um, Last week we talked about James, and it was really interesting because I was in James 1. We were talking about faith, and I had just read this first 6 verses. Yeah, the first 6 verses. And I stopped at the third or the second verse where it says, let me pull it up real quick. And it talks about the trying and the testing of your faith. And it says, it says, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. And what I wanted to talk about was in the King James Version, it uses the word trying. And when I looked up the word trying, it gave a unique definition. And it says trying means to learn to learn the genuineness of something by examination, testing, often through actual use. Again, let me repeat that. So it's to learn the genuineness of something by you're getting the genuineness of it. So when it comes to your faith, the genuineness of faith, your understanding, your clear understanding, your clear knowledge, your aha moment about faith occurs when you examine it through testing and use. You have to use it to see it work. You have to use it to understand its possibilities. Okay, so let's go to we're still just going through the verses 1 through 6. I just got stuck there, and it was just powerful. So remember, trying your faith means to learn the genuineness of it, understand it by examining and testing, often through actual use. Okay, so if you lack wisdom, oh, sorry, let's go with the fourth verse again. And once you get into it, you won't lack anything because that's one of the components of faith. Because of the knowing, the genuine knowing of who God is and how He works in your life, and understanding the process of faith, you won't lack anything. And the reason you won't lack anything is because, one, you'll have a mind shift. You'll have a mind shift on how God moves on this earth, and your purpose and your plans are not your plans, but they're His plans. You understand what your what you're designed to do. And that's like the big epiphany for a lot of people. They always want to know what their purpose is. Well, if you seek God, He will show you what your purpose is. It says, fifth verse, if any of you lack wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. Remember, we all have a measure of faith. He gives it to us. We have it. There is nothing that can be taken away from it. But how vast it is depends on our activation of it. It depends on how much we use it. It depends on how much we try it. And when I say try, I'm talking about the definition that I said, learning the genuineness of the thing. So how much do we try? That looks like you can go about your way not having any concern about what is going to happen next, because you have a complete trust and reliance upon God's word. What he says, you have learned the genuineness of it. You have examined it. You have used it. You have done all of these things so that when you get in a spot where you are using your faith and you're asking God and you're talking to God, you are not wavering. You don't go back and forth. You're straightforward. You're steadfast. You're unmovable. All of those wonderful words that we use, but they have some meaning. What we don't want to do is soften the definition. We don't want to make it such a general thing, turn it into a cliche. We don't want to turn God's word into a cliche. We don't want our faith to be a cliche. Oh yeah, I have faith, but do you really have faith? Do you really understand what it is? So let's go back. And I think after this, I'm going to get off of this, but we're going to keep going through James, because James was the faith dude. I mean, pretty much everything he talked about. This letter that he wrote, he was writing it to a specific group of people, and he was giving them instruction. He was explaining things. And so this is where we can get a really good understanding of how faith works and the many examples of faith. So let's go back. The second verse talked about testing your faith. And in the King James Version, it used the word trying. In looking up the word trying is it's a Greek word in the translation, and you spell that word DOKIMION. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but that's a Greek word, DOKIMION. And it means to learn the genuineness of something by examination and testing, often through actual use. So you have to try it. You have to use it. You have to act on it. And then we went all the way down to the 7th verse where it says, we stopped at the 6th verse. And the 6th verse says, but when you ask, you must believe and not doubt. That's faith. And what does that mean? Faith is the confidence to believe to the extent of complete trust and reliance. Reliance and a complete trust in us. It's a blind faith. It's we call it a blind faith, but it's not really blind, because faith is faith. Faith doesn't have to be blinded. Okay, faith is, it's there. You experience it. You've tried it. You've used it. Actually used it, and so you have a genuine knowing. You've learned the genuineness of it. That definition just blows my mind. It really does. To learn the genuineness of it. I think I'm gonna be stuck on that in my head for a good while. Whenever I think about the word faith. But so for this morning, I would like for you to just really look at your faith walk and ask God to give you a little bit more of that genuine, or the ability to learn genuinely about the faith that he has given you, because he's given us all the measure of faith. So to understand what that means and how it works in our life, so ask the Lord to show you a little bit more so that you can understand how to walk on this thing. Because like I said, faith is a foundational thing. The fact that we have faith carries us through everything that we do. Yeah, it's minutes is up, but again, my HP Move. Um, I think my Instagram is Renita underscore ICHP Move one, the number one. I'm still trying to remember all my handles. As far as my Facebook, you go to, I think it's still Renita underscore ICHP Move. And I think there's one more. I can't remember. Anyway, so I've got to get better at that. But anyway, please hit me up. Please send messages through, leave a comment, leave a quote, leave what you found. Let's a dialogue about faith. If you need, if you'd like to talk about how to take this walk through, hit me up. I would love to talk to you about it. Am I the expert? No. But guess what? I'm walking through this thing, and I always love to carry to drag ha ha ha. I would always love to carry people with me. I love to take people with me on a journey. I love to partner with you on the journey that you're on. So please hit me up, talk to me, let me know what you think, and I will see you next week. Again, have a blessed day. I hope this played. I don't think it played. All of that, and I don't think it played. Shut up.